everyone. Thanks for listening to our presentation today, Exploring Physical Fitness and Physical Education. I'm Mary Thyssen-Milder, and I serve as the Physical Education Specialist at the Minnesota Department of Education. I'm happy to be partnering with MnShape and MnDAPE to support all the great physical education programs in Minnesota. In the presentation today, we're going to talk about how physical fitness is defined, describe the components of health-related and skill-related fitness, and discuss how physical fitness is woven into the Minnesota Physical Education State Standards. Then we'll address best practices in fitness education, identify appropriate guidelines when physical fitness testing, and provide a brief introduction to the Presidential Youth Fitness Test. This slide identifies the 10 commitments to equity that apply to all Minnesota state agencies. For this particular presentation, we are highlighting 4: measuring what matters about physical fitness through a physical education lens, monitoring the implementation of standards that reflect physical fitness, improving the conditions for learning for all students in their personal fitness levels, and giving students options in their own physical fitness journey. Physical fitness can generally be described as a state of personal well-being. Physical fitness refers to the ability of the body systems to work together efficiently to allow an individual to be healthy and perform activities of daily living. Being efficient means doing daily activities with the least effort possible. A fit person is able to perform schoolwork, meet home responsibilities, and still have enough energy to enjoy sport and other leisure activities. A fit person can respond effectively to normal life situations, such as raking leaves at home, stocking shelves at a part-time job, and marching in the band at school. A fit person can also respond to emergency situations, for example, by running to get help or aiding a friend in distress. Not all factors that influence physical fitness can be controlled. Both controllable and uncontrollable factors have an impact. Controllable factors include things like diet, exercise, and sleep, while uncontrollable factors include genetics and age. For example, we can control our diet by making healthy food choices and monitoring our caloric intake. We can also control our level of physical activity by engaging in regular exercise. However, we cannot control our genetic makeup or the natural aging process, both of which can have an impact on our physical fitness. Therefore, it's important for us to focus on the controllable factors that we can influence to improve our physical fitness, while also understanding and accepting the uncontrollable factors that are beyond our control. Another extremely important point to make about physical fitness is that it is extremely personal. Everyone's bodies are different. The last thing we want to happen is to make students feel bad about themselves and their bodies. Teachers need to be sensitive and provide students the opportunity to personalize their own health and fitness. We will discuss strategies to assist with this during the presentation today. Physical fitness is made up of 10 parts, 5 of them health-related and 5 skill-related. The 5 referred to as contributing to health-related physical fitness are aerobic capacity, muscular endurance, muscular strength, flexibility, and body composition. They can reduce your risk of chronic disease and promote good health and wellness. They also help you function effectively in daily activities. Skill-related physical fitness components help you perform well in activities that require motor skills. They include abilities such as speed, reaction time, agility, balance, coordination, and power. These skills are not just physical activity related, but pertain to daily living. For example, balance, agility, and coordination are very important for preventing falls, and reaction time can relate to many daily activities, such as driving an automobile. In 2018, the Minnesota Department of Education released the state's latest required physical education standards. The standards were adopted and adapted from the 2014 Shape America Standards and Grade Level Outcomes for K-12 Physical Education as the required physical education academic standards. The revised standards included both standards, which are academic learning goals, and grade level benchmarks, which are academic knowledge and skills that schools must offer and students must achieve to satisfactorily complete a standard. The standards and benchmarks identify the learning that is to be mastered by all students by the end of each grade level in grades K to 8 and by the end of grade bands 9 to 12. These 5 Minnesota standards establish the overall goals for student learning and are repeated from kindergarten through grade 12. Standard 1 is the motor skill development standard. Standard 2 is the application of knowledge to movement and performance. The focus of Standard 3 is a demonstration of knowledge and skills in maintaining health-enhancing levels of physical activity and fitness. Standard 4 is about exhibiting responsible personal and social behavior. And Standard 5 is for students to recognize the value of physical activity for health, enjoyment, challenge, self-expression, and social interaction. The standards are broken down into grade level bands from kindergarten to grade 5, grades 6 through 8, and high school. At the elementary level, grades K to 5, the focus is on fundamental motor skill development and movement concepts. These fundamental skills form the building blocks for gameplay, physical activity, and fitness in middle school and high school. Critical elements are emphasized in motor skills that can be observed in movement efficiency. In middle school, grades 6 to 8, students transition from isolated skills and knowledge learned in elementary school to application of them. The focus is on categories of games. Competition in each area is de-emphasized, and gaining personal competence is stressed. High school is the lifelong utilization stage. There's less emphasis on team sports, with more of an emphasis on application of individual skill and knowledge. The Minnesota Physical Education Standards are divided into what we call focus areas that help group benchmarks by related concepts. This slide identifies all the focus areas by grade band. You can see that health-related and skills-related fitness concepts are integrated throughout focus areas. These include, but are not limited to, physical fitness knowledge, fitness activities, concepts, principles, strategies, and tactics, and assessment planning. The MDE 2018 Academic Standards in Physical Education are written in learning progressions. Learning progressions describe an increasing sophistication of knowledge and skills over time. Our learning progressions are designed from kindergarten through high school. The following slides identify some of those specific benchmarks by learning progressions related to physical fitness. Our first example is a learning progression for the focus area of fitness knowledge in the health-related component of aerobic capacity and cardiorespiratory fitness. You can see that our youngest students are just beginning to learn about the heart and how it changes during movement, while the older students are able to define the components of the FIT principle, meaning frequency, intensity, time, and type, and apply it to cardiovascular fitness. Here's an example of a K-5 learning progression in the focus area of fitness knowledge in the health-related component area of muscular strength, muscular endurance, and flexibility. Our younger students begin learning about how the muscles in the body are connected with one's ability to move, while the older students are able to define the component FIT principle, frequency, intensity, time, and type, and apply it to muscular strength, muscular endurance, and flexibility. Here's a middle to high school learning progression example of the health-related fitness area of aerobic capacity and cardiorespiratory fitness in relationship to understanding and being able to describe heart rate zones, the differences among them, and how to adjust pacing to move within a target heart rate zone. This slide shows another learning progression example for middle through high school in the fitness knowledge focus area of the health-related fitness component of muscular strength, muscular endurance, and flexibility. Students begin to be able to identify correct techniques and methods for stretching, differentiate among dynamic and static stretches, and differentiate among the types of strength exercises. This slide shows two learning progression examples in skills-related fitness. The first is from grade K to 5 in the focus area of movement concepts, principles, and knowledge, with emphasis on the concepts of speed, force, flow, and direction, with our younger students learning about movement in different speeds, force, and flow, and our fifth graders being able to apply those concepts in small-sided games, dance, or gymnastics. The second example is for the focus area of fitness knowledge at the middle school level that directly addresses knowledge of the components of skills-related fitness and being able to analyze a physical activity through the eyes of that component. Finally, here's a learning progression example that begins in the third grade through high school in the focus area of assessment and planning that aligns the health-related fitness components with fitness test results. Initially, we want students to be able to understand how these components relate to fitness testing, with our older students being able to design a fitness program for themselves or someone else, focusing on improving or maintaining results. Before a teacher considers conducting physical fitness testing, they must be aware what fitness education should include. Shape America released a guidance document that provides that instructional framework for fitness education. Although the term fitness is used in many ways in this document, fitness education is defined as health-related fitness education. Fitness education is the instructional and learning process of acquiring knowledge, skills, and values, experiencing regular participation in physical activity, and promoting healthy nutritional choices to attain life-enhancing, health-related fitness. Overall, fitness education should incorporate an updated, coherent, and professionally defensible scope and sequence of how fitness content should be organized for purposes of instruction and learning. Of more importance, fitness education must not be taught in isolation and should be embedded in the content taught in all units. This document identifies the general domains and subdomains of appropriate fitness education content that students should know and be able to do. In fitness education, students should be able to demonstrate understanding of fitness concepts, principles, strategies, and individual differences needed to participate and maintain a health-enhancing level of fitness, and demonstrate competency in techniques needed to perform a variety of moderate to vigorous physical activities. In fitness education, students should be able to identify ways to achieve and maintain a health-enhancing level of health-related fitness and participate regularly in fitness-enhancing physical activity. In fitness education, students should be able to exhibit responsible personal and social behaviors in physical activity settings. They should be able to discuss the value of fitness-enhancing physical activity for disease prevention, enjoyment, challenge, self-expression, self-efficacy, and/or social interaction, and allocate energies towards the production of healthy environments. Finally, in fitness education, students should be able to know how to strive to maintain healthy diet through knowledge, planning, and regular monitoring and access and evaluate fitness information, facilities, products, and services. In this presentation, we'll be utilizing two documents that address appropriate and inappropriate practices in fitness testing from Shape America and the Cooper Institute. Before we get into fitness testing practices, let's talk about fitness testing in Minnesota. Although some states mandate physical fitness testing, and even some require test results be sent to the state, Minnesota is not like that. The assessment and planning focus area for grades 4 through 9 addresses fitness assessment, but students can analyze either their own fitness assessment or use hypothetical fitness test results provided by the instructor. This is an individual district decision. If districts choose to fitness test, the recommended fitness test is the Presidential Youth Fitness Test. Districts do not need to conduct all 5 test batteries. They can select any number of test batteries. Before undergoing any fitness assessment, students should demonstrate an age-appropriate understanding of the components of health-related fitness, principles of training, and the importance of health-related fitness to their overall health. Prior to fitness testing, students' preparation is imperative. Students should participate in conditioning activities, learning the importance of warming up and cooling down, as well as exercises and strategies for preparing for fitness assessment. Health-related fitness concepts should be integrated throughout the physical education program to prepare students physically for each physical fitness component so they can complete the assessment safely. In preparation for fitness assessment, students should understand the protocols for each assessment item and have had multiple opportunities to practice. This means students should practice them and understand what they're doing. During fitness assessments, students need an understanding of the purpose of each assessment, the component of health-related fitness that it measures, and physical activities that influence it. Testing dates should be announced, allowing students to prepare, including wearing appropriate shoes and clothing for comfortable participation. Encourage students to daily nourish themselves properly and be well rested and hydrated. Use a self-testing format most often, as students who learn to assess their own fitness are most empowered with the tools they need to develop and maintain a health-enhancing level of physical fitness. A special thing to note, FitnessGram advisors suggest that institutional testing in which trained testers assess each student take place only periodically, such as every 3rd year, for example, grades 5 and 8 or high school. Make every effort to create fitness testing situations that are private, non-threatening, educational, efficient, and encouraging. Conduct fitness assessment with criterion reference tests like the PYFP, whose test scores have been developed based on the best scientific evidence available on the relationship between fitness score and health risk. Individualize fitness testing according to student need and use the Brockport assessment as appropriate for children with disabilities. After the assessment, a teacher should share test results privately with students and their parents or guardians as a tool for developing personal goals and strategies for maintaining and increasing respective fitness parameters for personal fitness. Students should be discouraged from comparing their scores to other students' scores and instead be encouraged to use the results as a catalyst for setting goals and developing a personal plan for improvement. Finally, after testing, students learn to analyze their fitness assessment results, set appropriate goals, and create individualized plans for improvement. Students implement their personal fitness plans and track their progress. Then students repeat the fitness assessment to check for improvement, and they are recognizing for attaining goals. Students revise or refine fitness goals and their personal fitness plans using data from the most current assessment. The recommended fitness test is the Presidential Youth Fitness Program, which was launched in 2012 to promote the use of an evidence-based, health-related fitness assessment called FitnessGram, and to emphasize the competencies teachers should employ to promote a positive and beneficial experience before, during, and after the fitness assessment takes place. The PYFP takes the emphasis off the test and focuses on the process and the promotion of health-related fitness. Emphasis is on one individual goal setting and the achievement of age and gender-appropriate standards. Students are no longer compared to their peers, which was the basis of the old fitness test. Rather than focusing on a percentile norm, which ranks students against each other, FitnessGram by the Cooper Institute focuses on criterion-referenced standards. These standards, developed by the FitnessGram Advisory Board, determine if a student is at a health risk. The goal of FitnessGram is for all children to be in the healthy fitness zone in all 5 components. These fitness zones are based on clear potential health risks, and they take into account various age and gender differences. The healthy fitness zone allows for more personalized feedback and makes it possible to provide more effective prescriptive messages to youth about their potential health risks and how to improve their fitness levels. The healthy fitness zone indicates that the student is considered to be fit enough for good overall health. Most students who are regularly active should be able to score within or above the healthy fitness zone on most FitnessGram assessments. The second zone is the needs improvement zone. It indicates that if a student continues to track at this level, there is the potential for future health risks. However, increased activity as well as eating a healthy, controlled diet could delay or reverse this potential risk. Children in the needs improvement zone receive messaging on their FitnessGram reports explaining how they should strive to move into the healthy fitness zone. The last zone is called the needs improvement health risk and is only used in aerobic capacity and body composition. It indicates that if the student continues to track at this level, there is a clear potential for future health problems. The need for increased activity and eating a healthy diet is more urgent for students in this category than those in the needs improvement. Children in the needs improvement health risk zone receive messages warning them of probable risk if they continue tracking at this level. The use of 3 zones allows clear indicators of risk and clear indicators of good fitness and low risk. The FitnessGram program offers 3 tests for assessing aerobic capacity: the PACER, the recommended test, the 1-mile run, which is an alternative, and the walk test, which is an alternative. FitnessGram offers 3 ways of assessing body composition: body mass index, or BMI, skin fold measurements, and portable bioelectric impedance analyzers. Although the bioelectric impedance analyzers are the most accurate measurement tool, FitnessGram recognizes that using BMI, measuring height and weight, is a standard of practice in many schools due to the ease of its use for teachers, availability of equipment, and avoidance of the privacy and student contact issues. The curl-up assessment using FitnessGram tests abdominal strength and endurance. The trunk lift is the assessment of trunk extensor strength and flexibility. The test that's recommended to assess your student's upper body strength and endurance is the 90-degree push-up to an elbow angle of 90 degrees. Alternatives include the modified pull-up and flexed arm hang. The back saver sit and reach test is a recommended flexibility test with the shoulder stretch as the alternative. To effectively conduct these tests, please read and view all available FitnessGram resources. Here's an example of the front of a student FitnessGram report. Parent reports can also be generated. A few reminders for interpreting FitnessGram results. Physical fitness testing should not become a competitive sport. The performance of one student should not be compared to that of another student. The primary reason for testing is to provide a student with personalized information that can be used to plan an individualized fitness program. The performance level on a fitness test should not be used as a basis for grading. We'll end our time together with this message that physical fitness is personal. As physical educators, we want our students to know and understand their bodies and have the knowledge and skills needed to maintain a healthy fitness level. It's also our responsibility to be sensitive and provide students the opportunity to personalize their own health and fitness. Thank you for joining us today. We also want to thank all of you for your dedication and commitment to our students. You make a big difference in their lives, and we want to take every opportunity to remind you of that. Thanks, everyone.